Hello, hello. Welcome to Chew the Flat podcast. Thank you all for joining us today. If you haven't already, please do hit that like button. It really does help more people see the content. Thank you all for joining. We have Charlie Welch, Cygnus, I always see STST there, Marcus Dresden, Man Devil, 7 Moxie 7, and a few others there. Martini, good to see you. 26 people. Smash the like. Keep smashing the like, guys. Dave McKeegan, good to see you. So we are doing episode 2 of Chew the Flat this evening, and we have Deadly Dave, Bullet Bill, and I do believe Rachie is also waiting in the waiting room as well. So I'm going to add you all at once. So we have Deadly Dave, Bullet Bill, and Rachie. Hello all.
Evening.
Good evening.
Hello there.
Rachie, you're muted.
Yeah, I'm good. Are you?
Good. Very well. I hear you obviously, well, you've not been well recently. You've had a bit of flu, haven't you?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Yep.
Yep. Can you hear me, Rachie?
Yeah, you broke up for a second there.
Oh, sorry. Right. We're there. Yeah, so I was just saying, I think you had been sort of a bit ill recently, hadn't you yourself? Had a bit of flu? Oh.
I didn't catch that. You broke up again. Sorry. What was that?
Oh, wow. Very strange.
Oh, connection issues.
Connection issues. What I'll do, Rachel, is I'll kind of go round and I'll come back to you, and then like maybe those issues will correct themselves. So I'll come back to you in a second, Rachel. Deadly Dave, mate, how are you?
Yeah, I'm flying it. Doing stuff. Things are good.
Yeah. Last time I saw you, mate, we were partying on the dance floor of my wedding night. So
I know, right?
yeah.
Suit and flip-flops.
Yes. Oh, mate, yeah. Got to be loved. Got to be loved. That's forever etched in my memory now, mate. You, Bill, and Katz walking up that hill, and yeah, seeing you come over the horizon. Yeah, it was good times. It was good times. 32 people. Keep hitting that like, guys. It really will help more people come in. Hello, Cookie. Hello. Bill, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm all good. Got my cup of tea.
Is it a Jaffa Cake tea?
Yeah, I really love that. I have a sweet cup of that. It's really nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nicey nice. Rachie, I'm going to come back to you. Hopefully we have a bit better signal. Can you hear Rachie? 1, 2, 3 coming in. Not at the moment. She did say she might be a little bit busy actually, and might have to kind of keep jumping in and out. So this may be one of her jumping outs. She may well be back. Hopefully she will. But some news, guys. Some news. Podcast. We're having more of a structure. And news this week, and I find it so shocking. And again, this is coming from the Tory government. This is starting to sound a bit like a anti-Tory channel, but yeah, I'm all up for it at the moment. Suella Braverman, couldn't think of a worse name for what she came out with, and she said that homelessness is a lifestyle choice. Where do we go from here? I think what this is about is trying to stop people from sleeping in tents, kind of in and around big city areas. And how it's abhorrent, because this is what might keep some people alive during a winter, is just having a tent to be able to actually sleep in.
Who has a place that's better than a tent and thinks to themselves, No, I know. I'll sleep in a tent in town. You know, I'll choose this. You know,
I just like the fresh air, you know?
yeah. What the fuck off?
Meet a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's.
Oh my god.
I think because Suella Braverman is pretty extreme even for like the government, and she keeps coming out and saying these things, and it's pretty nuts actually. The most recent things that's been on the news lately as well is she's been saying police have been biased and friendlier towards people that are protesting for Palestine. Which you're not supposed to do as Home Secretary, you know, you're not supposed to comment like that about the police. But yeah, who knows? She may not be even in the job. But I think the last thing Rishi Sunak said was, or at least I heard him say was, she has his full support. So yeah, she's an
not good,
interesting individual.
Yeah. Another little thing I heard about, kind of following on from Suella Braverman. Thank you for kind of correcting that there, because kind of, I was wrong. But on the run-in to the 2019 elections for the Conservatives, apparently they promised to end rough sleeping by 2024. And at this moment, even from this time last year, there is 12% more homeless than this time last year, if you know what I mean. So, and I think, I'm not going to quote them on homeless, but they definitely said like rough sleeping, you know, sleeping without shelter. Nobody by 2024 will be doing this, and look at us now. You know, it just, terrible.
What I'll say to that as well is that one is, even with the best will in the world, they shouldn't have said that, because a problem like that you just aren't going to solve. You know, I think if you do really, really, really well at it, then you'll reduce it significantly. But to say you'll end it, I mean, that's you're not really going to achieve that. I don't think any government will. So I think that's a silly thing to say in the first place.
But we live in a time at the moment where, like, it's just expected that we'll massively overpromise everything, and then we won't do any of it, and then we'll just go, you know, it didn't happen. Yeah. Next promise, and we just come on with another big promise of something else that's, you know, like, again, you know, we're going to end it completely, you know, in whatever number of years it was, 5, 6 years. No, you're not. You know, I mean, and as Bill said, you might be able to improve it. You might be able to put steps in place to actually make it much better. But you're not going to end it in 5 years or 6 years. But yeah, we just live in this time where no matter what it is, we just come out with, you know, our, you know, people representing us come out with mad promises about things they're going to do. And then when they don't do it, there seems to be really no consequences to it. It's just, move on to the next promise.
Yeah. It does seem like that, you know, and we were kind of obviously touching on politics a bit last week, you know, with the COVID inquiry and things, and it's just maddening, isn't it, to think that, you know, the promises that get made, and when do we ever see these promises actually being met? Because it doesn't seem to happen often, does it, with what we're told we will get, and we will end this, and, you know, it is just, it breaks my heart, to be honest, to think that, like, at the moment, it seems the people in charge really, I don't know, someone's making some very bad choice of words and decisions, and where does it come from? You know, that's what gets me.
Yeah, I wonder if is it tone deaf or is it intentional? Like again, is that what people are responding to at the moment? Do we have people that just respond to sensationalism? So as a result, then that's kind of what we get because that's what we react to. I mean, yeah. You know, I mean, obviously, the people doing it are the bad people, but, you know, do we have to stop accepting it to make it go away?
Yeah, we're kind of getting hoodwinked because nobody, you know, say somebody realistic in government, you know, if they said within the next 5 years, we would like to reduce homelessness by 25%, that's a more realistic target that could be aimed at, if you know what I mean. But people might not vote for that.
Yes,
You know.
I think. So the promises politicians make. I mean, one thing I will say, just to sort of guard against that a little bit. So if you're campaigning for election, and then you'll be in, if you win, you'll be in power for the next 4 years. If you'd ask me to plan anything for like 4 years, I'm going to struggle. So they're not going to know exactly what's going to happen. So it's difficult to, just definitively say, yeah, this is what we'll do. But at the very least, you can make, if you've made a pledge against homelessness, you could at the very least expect, oh, here's what we're going to be put in place. But
or efforts towards it. Yeah, like just actually being able to demonstrate efforts towards that. Like even as you said, Bill, if stuff comes up, and things do come up, obviously all the time. But to somehow be able to, as I said, demonstrate that, okay, we might not have got there, but here are the things we did do, and this is how far we did get, rather than just, I don't know, here's the next mad thing.
Yeah. There's a place like round near me, really, where I think during World War II they were built, and they were like prefabricated homes. And at the time it was said, like, after 20 years, these are all going to have to be knocked down. But they're all still standing, and people still live in these homes, and around my area, they're known as like, oh, maybe as a first time buy, you could get one of these, they're going to be a step up onto the ladder, and like, so that's what we need more of, I think, is just more lower level priced things. Do you know what I mean? Where we can move in and it doesn't, you can survive, if you know what I mean. You could save up. It might take £5,000 to save up, rather than people having to go, I need £70,000 for a mortgage, if you know what I mean. Just to bring these levels down a bit to make it easier for people. Obviously it seems so easy talking about it, and obviously clearly it isn't. But yeah. We see Simon down in the chat there saying congratulations, Rachie. She actually isn't here at the moment. Well, she is here down there, but she's had to pop off for a second, I believe. There's a weird echo suddenly started. I don't know where that's come from. Oh, that's you, Rachie. Sorry, you're back. You're back.
Is there an echo?
Could you? Yeah. Yes. There is.
Only slight.
Yeah, I'm winding you up.
I don't know if you've got some earphones or something, but if not, I don't think it's not really bad. Or you could turn the volume down a little bit. I don't know.
You're all good. You're all good.
Should we move on whilst Rachie?
Yes. How about? Yeah, she'll be back. How about, Bill, your idiot of the week? Do you have one?
Oh, all of the week. Is it idiot of the week now?
Oh well, Fidiot of the week, or
just making up my section. This is a section you gave to me. Right. Just making shit up now. No, fool of the week.
Fool of the week. Fool of the week. Okay, yeah, idiot is a bit abrasive, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not. It's not. Fool just sounds funny. I don't know what it is about the word fool. I think it just sounds very funny. I don't know, but anyway. I don't think you're going to know who this. I don't think you're going to be expecting this, by the way. So before I announce the Fool of the Week, and I'm going to be sharing my screen to show them off, I've got a maths question for you. I'm going to come to Dave second. Because David, I think, is pretty good at maths. All right,
Don't embarrass me. Don't embarrass me in front of 51 people, Bill.
I won't embarrass you. Here is the maths question for you. And
can I use a calculator?
No, you can't.
Damn it.
What is 1 times 1?
1.
1. Are you sure about that?
0.
Okay. So my Fool of the Week.
See, this is why I was a flat earther.
The answer is 1. You did get it right. But my Fool of the Week might disagree with you. because my fool of the week this week is an actor, and that actor is called Terrence Howard. You might have heard of this man. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see if I can. And you we go. So you should be able to see this on YouTube. So can you all see that?
I can't see that.
I just checking that it is on the actual stream. The stream is a little bit behind, I think.
I think sometimes there was a setting at my end that I would have to change, but
yeah, I could see it in StreamYard. I could see it in StreamYard, but I can't see it in the middle.
Oh, usually it would come up as another guest. Oh, there we go. I've got 2 bullet bills.
Yeah. So if you, there we go. Right. Okay. Sweet. So here is Mr. Terrence Howard. Now he is quite a famous actor. He's been in Iron Man. He's been in Empire as well. American actor. Bit of a troubled past. Bit of a controversial guy. But let's listen in because he has this address to the Oxford Union, believe it or not. And let's see what he has to say about this.
Why don't you respond to that and talk about how a lot of people have that sort of narrow mindset? You talked about identity.
Yeah, the identity element, the things that make our math work. Like if I said to you, what's 1 times 1? What'd you say? 1? It equals 1? Now, what would Newton say is that? Action times an action. That's a reaction, right? Anybody in here that thinks 1 times 1 equals 1?
I can hear the dumb coming already.
Yeah.
Other airlines are available.
This week. You got
Holy
100 songs on the piano. I'm
fucking
learning
shit.
just 4
Go away.
chords. These.
And you give me £2 and I'll give you £1 back. And we'll call that even, right? Because 1 times 1 equals 1. An unbalanced equation. What we need to do is, the first thing in math is you're supposed to have a balanced equation. 1 times 1 equaling 1 is an unbalanced equation. But the identity element, which is like the Jim Crow laws of the 60s, they say that anything multiplied by 1 becomes that same number as itself. Well, the laws of physics has to break down in order for that to take place. Action and reaction for 1 times 1 to equal 1. In comparison to if I said, what's $1 times $1? Anybody know it's $1? Well, what's a dime times a dime, or 10 pence?
10 pence, yeah.
10 pence times 10 pence? That's £1, right? 10 pence times 10 pence? Is that right, honey?
Yeah, but it's changed the
What about 100 pence times
denomination.
100 pence?
Okay, I will. Well, we'll leave Terrence there.
Can I jump in for 1 second? So his ludicrous. Go on.
I would love to be in Dave's head when that video was playing, because like, oh God.
But like 1 times 1 is just having one of the thing. So here's my 1, and 1 times that, there it is. There's my 1. Like, that's it.
God.
Yeah. So
Yeah. And then when he went like, yeah, I mean, because what he's saying 1 is 1, but then he goes down to 10 pence and goes, and what's 10 times 10? But that's not what is 1 times 1, is it? Like, he's completely.
He's misunderstanding what times means in that particular context.
Yeah,
that's it. That's literally it. He's just misunderstanding what times means in that context. And he is. Did you say that's in like university?
Yeah,
that was like Cambridge or Oxford.
Oxford University. Yeah.
Oh my God! How is he still talking? How? Oh.
I think it was. It wasn't supposed to be a maths lecture. I think he was just going to talk about his acting and his story. But then he said, "Oh, let me tell you about some interesting maths things I learned." And everyone, okay,
Yeah.
I
do think we have Rachie back, so we'll see if she is about. I'm about to add you back to the stream, Rachie. So here we go. If you want to unmute yourself at any moment and just announce yourself.
Is that any better?
Hello, yeah, I can hear you.
Nope.
There's a slight echo, but yeah.
Any tips
Do you
on
have
how to
it
get rid of
planned?
it?
Do you have it playing in the background at all? Have you opened like 2 windows or
No.
something? You've got it.
So there's a couple of things you could do, Rachie. One is if you've got any earphones or headphones like mine, you can stick them in. That'll solve it.
That's what I'm wearing.
Oh, okay. In that case, is your sound coming out of the headphones? Because it must be playing from somewhere into your mic for us to hear it. So is your sound definitely
Yeah, it's coming out my headphones.
Okay, it's coming out.
Maybe try taking your headphones out. Take your headphones out.
Okay, one sec.
The other thing you could do is mute whilst you're not talking.
Is that better?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
I can still hear the echo.
no.
Rachie, if you just try and what you're gonna have to try and do, it's gonna be a bit annoying, but it will work. Is when you're not talking, just mute yourself on StreamYard, and then we won't. Yeah, we shouldn't hear the echo.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be difficult, but right. Let's go slow. Rachie, how are you? Are you okay? Let's start from the beginning.
I'm good, thank you. But without my headphones, you're very quiet.
So I think it's connected as a phone call or something. So it's coming back through your speaker or something like that. This is going to sound so stupid, but I think you might have to try the literally off and on. I think somehow it's still picking up your watching of the stream on YouTube as well. But I don't know, Rachie. It's difficult to tell. It's so difficult to tell. But yeah, I would suggest maybe that, Rachie, because obviously that's just so difficult when you do join and then kind of. I do love the sound of my own voice. Mrs. Truth will commend to that, but not whilst I'm streaming, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it's a shame, Rachie. But yeah, hopefully we'll get you back. I'll try the good old off and on again, and make sure you're not around any other devices that are playing the stream.
What you got to make sorry, Seek. So what you got to make sure you do, Rachie. So at the moment, I've got my sounds coming from here. So when I remove my headphones like this, I can't hear anything. So you got to check that I can't hear anything, and now I can hear the stream, basically. You know, because if sound's coming from somewhere else, then it will feedback. But yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All good. We'll move on to another section of the podcast, and it is on this day. I always like to make them around sort of sciencey, techie kind of things because it's just what I'm interested in, basically. But on this day, the 9th of November, 1925, Robert A. Millikan confirmed the existence of cosmic rays from outer space. In a speech, he told the National Academy of Sciences at Madison, Wisconsin. I kind of started looking into cosmic rays because I don't really know a lot about them. I'm sure there's probably people watching this that do, though. But it's just incredible. Another feat of science, just moving forwards. But a crazy fact that I did hear about cosmic rays is basically during your time of sleep, you will be hit with about 1 million cosmic rays whilst you sleep. So yeah, I would advise, obviously, if you want to look into them further, have a little bit more research. But yeah, I found that incredible. And apparently, like some pilots and some astronauts, you can actually see them without even having your eyes open as well. So yeah, I thought that was quite amazing. Yeah. So what do you guys think of that?
Yeah, I think cosmic rays are quite cool. I don't understand that much about them. I think aren't they mostly X-rays? I think that you get from sort of.
I think you've dropped, Bill. Or it might be me. That's me. That's probably dropped, isn't it?
You've dropped a few frames, I think.
Yeah, I can still hear Bill.
Yeah, but
just you and me. That explains it.
There we go.
His phone has died.
But yeah, I think the interesting thing about those is that you can obviously we can see stars and other things and other planets with our eyes, and our eyes see visible light. That's why it's called visible. But we have other tools that can detect X-rays and infrared and things like that, and we can see all kinds of things in the universe, and that's very interesting. And also the fact that we can tell from the light that comes back to us. We can look at a star, for example, and say, I know what makes up that star because of the frequencies of the light coming back and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
I wasn't quite prepared for Seek to drop off, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know where we're at now.
It's okay. I'll leave for a bit until.
Well, I don't mind.
The truth sorts out his bloody internet or something. It's what a nightmare. But so I mean, about Rachie though. Hopefully, Rachie will come back in a second. But I've been very curious about where Rachie is at. From what I've heard, Rachie doesn't think the Earth is flat anymore.
Hello. Right, I think I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Oh, good. Yeah. Sorry, you guys carry on. What were we talking about?
I don't know. We were just kind of killing time till you came back.
I was talking about Rachie because from what I hear, Rachie doesn't think the Earth's flat anymore. I mean, the thing is, it's always better to hear from Rachie herself for that.
Yeah.
Exactly what her position is, because some people will say, like, I don't have any proof that it's flat, but I'm still unsure. Some people are like, I'm skeptical. So there's different positions you can have, even if you didn't think the Earth was flat. So I don't want to jump.
I mean that's what I'm thinking as well. Is like, obviously I put that question mark there because I don't think I've heard her actually say the words like, I am an ex-flat earther or I've left flat earth, but she is definitely majorly more open-minded than most flat earthers are at the moment, and she's certainly questioning where real evidence comes from, and who are trustworthy sources and things like that. So like I say, no putting words into her mouth, but I do feel like at some point she will hopefully get there. But like you say, it is all down to her, like most people said, is sorry, this just made me laugh here. Just saw STST, I haven't got a clue, mate. Well out of your depth. I've barely been looking at the chat, so I'm not sure what you're talking about, Graham. But if you'd like to further explain why I'm out of my depth.
Graham also thinks that President Biden is on the stream, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Me.
I don't. Was that a reference to you? Was
probably calling me granddad? I reckon. Someone called me Islamic earlier because of this beard. It just shows where their minds go. It's just like, are you suddenly Islamic? I think they wear a globe there, and it was just a joke. But just shows where people's minds do actually go. Graham, I've never seen you before, so I don't know why I'm so offensive to you. But yeah, if you could, tell me why I'm so out of my depth, that would help me see. STST is like Biden, with Bill Hand up his back, with Bill's hand up his back. Oh, I love it. I love it. Just raise your right hand for a second, please, Bill. A bit further. There we go. There we go. Look. Meme it. Meme it. Meme it. That's not true, mate. We're just, you're just clutching at straws. But yeah. Clearly, STSD is Phil Mitchell. That's better. I mean, come on. That's better. Thing is, like, I used to be Grant, I used to be Grant, but then when people started calling me Phil, I was like, oh, I've obviously taken the wrong path in life.
I don't know why
somewhere.
that made me laugh so much. That's the most generic, like, bold
joke
in the book. For some reason, it just tickled me.
It is a good joke. I'll give him that. You are a funny boy. Yeah, Rachie. I don't think she's attempted to rejoin at the moment. It is a shame. It is a shame. But like I say, I think like there's probably at the moment things more important happening than this stream as well, if you know what I mean. So we'll get her on very, very soon because I would love to have a proper chat with her. When I first left Flat Earth, I've now been next Flat Earther for about 3 years, actually. It's been a long time. Rachie was on the fence then, and was like, oh, I don't know. I kind of was a Flat Earther, and now I feel like I'm verging on ex-Flat Earther. And I think, probably don't need to put words in her mouth here, but she did become quite heavily involved within Flat Earth. So for her to kind of be reaching the kind of peak at the other end now, I think, where her critical mind and kind of just critical thinking skills, and just it's not actually about really like, oh, how intelligent is someone and this and that. It's just learning like who you can trust a lot of the time, I think, and like where your information comes from. Is that actually a reputable source? Has it come peer reviewed? Has it been tested here, there, and bloody everywhere? Or is it someone just sitting online going, the Earth's flat, no one's ever measured a curve? Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think she's learned to discern that sort of thing. Is like, don't discredit experts in their field, and that is what Flat Earth is about: is discrediting experts, and making it seem like, oh, they're indoctrinated. Of course, they're going to think this. They're too closed-minded to ever change their mind. Yeah, and it's all kind of, to me, it's reverse psychology.
Yeah, so were we going to talk about, I don't, because since Rachie is off, we're going to talk about, I think we're going to talk about corruption, weren't we?
Of the government.
Yeah, we're talking about, we got into a conversation about this, and I assume that most of us know what we mean when we talk about corruption and leaders being corrupt. But if you don't, this is what it is. So any leaders of the world will have a certain amount of power, and with that, you get to decide the rules. Obviously, you're in a position of power if you're a world leader. So let's say I'm the prime minister, and I don't know, some bigwig from a I don't know, let's say a tobacco company comes up to me, buys me this very expensive car, and he says, "Oh, you know what? If you could pass this law to reduce the tax we have to pay for our cigarettes, then that we'd really appreciate that." You know what I mean? And so they can accept that, and then they kind of buy their way into influence, and that's obviously a bribe. But this is this is what we talk about when we mean corruption, and this can go to various levels. I mean, we've seen this with our own government. We've seen this with other governments as well. There could be much worse. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that, Mr. Truth?
Well, I just think like, all I think is like, where do we go from here? Do you know what I mean? Like, what is the solution to it all? Because like, like you said last week, is like people are put off, I think, by voting and things nowadays, aren't they? You know, and I would love for people to actually realise that kind of your vote does have power. You know what I mean? Like, so that is my main mission from this.
I suppose what I would say to something like that is that, and sometimes I might be a little bit hypocritical, maybe I'm not always good enough for voting myself, but I would say that you might be right, that like I can understand it, especially that you feel like even though your vote, it doesn't do what it's meant to do, and you feel disheartened by it not having the impact you feel it should have. The problem is the alternative is not voting, where you have zero impact, guaranteed, because you didn't take part. So no matter how small a difference your vote does make, not voting definitely is worse, because then you can't make a difference at all. So, and I know I know that's not necessarily a happy way to phrase it. It is unfortunately the correct way. Like that is how it is. You know, if you don't take part, then you're not doing anything to help at all.
Yeah. That is so true. Sorry, I'll just quickly say, sorry, a £5 super chat for $5 super chat from JSS Tiger. If experts are indoctrinated, I guess I don't know real maths since I took 10 university courses in it. Yeah, I mean, apparently 1 times 1 is not one anymore. You know, it's not one. So, yeah, I mean,
Terrence Howard's got it figured out. I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
and squares have 5 sides. Squares have 5 sides because Bev is going mental right now. Sorry, I shouldn't have used that word. Bev is going crazy in the chat right now. Yeah, no, about the corruption thing. I think that the problem is like you get these corrupt politicians, and you do get them. You do get them all over the place. You get corruption with any system when there's a leader, with any system where there is certain individuals with power and others with not. In terms of how do you stop it, I think it's what Dave said is having a democracy. So all of the sort of cogs and wheels that make democracy work, that's the kind of thing it stops. So journalism is one way, because you've got politicians making corrupt deals. Politicians find out about it. They interview them and say, "What the hell are you doing?" And you know, they have to explain themselves, and then that will inform the public. So that's good.
Yeah, making people accountable as well. You know, like, but so much of the media to me as well does. You know, it's very biased one way or another, isn't it? So you do have to. You can't just watch one news channel and expect you're getting like a neutral perspective. I don't think, if you know what I mean. Like, there's definitely
being skeptical is hard. Being skeptical is hard, and that's just it's just unfortunate. I mean, but it is. And as we get more freelance media, shall we say, it's harder. You know, because now there's more stuff to sift through to try and see, can you find out what's right. The problem is, and what I try to explain to some people sometimes, is that it doesn't matter whether it's hard or not. That's still what we need to do. And like, okay, it would be better if it wasn't hard, but that doesn't matter, because you still need to be skeptical. If you're not, you will have the wool pulled over your eyes, and then things will be worse for you. Yeah,
that's so true. Just want to highlight this from Graham. STST, this is why you step out of your depth. I heard something today, actually, that interested me a lot, and it said one thing that holds flat earthers back, and you won't like this, is you want to be the most intelligent person in the room, and you want people to kind of be looking up to you and this and that. And you say I'm out of my depth. I feel like I'm swimming and getting stronger in the depths. Do you know what I mean? Yes, I'm not as intelligent as these two guys I'm talking to. Probably not. But what better way to learn than do that? And one way to learn is surround yourself by people that know more than you, and accept that people do know more than you. And you can learn. You then end up actually learning more yourself, and you probably would get nearer to where you think you are now. But yeah, I just need to say that really is like, you know, I love the fact that I'm out of my depth because that means I'm paddling and getting stronger. So that's not even a cuss.
As soon as you become the smartest person in the room, you stop learning because now there's nobody to learn from anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, I mean, you should always, as you said, try and surround yourself with people smarter than you, and then you will try to rise to their level.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, and unfortunately, that is what happens. I was not a flat earther, but obviously, you've got a silly outlook. Then it's even worse. It's even worse for you, mate.
Isn't that one of the most popular catchphrases though? Flat earthers? I'm not a flat earther, but where's the curve?
Not a globe skeptic.
CGI.
Exactly. Yeah, you weren't a flat earther, but you were a globe skeptic.
Yeah. I'm not a flat earther, but NASA are lying, and we need to stop them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just.
It's all funny. Yeah, you got to bite sometimes. If someone bites you, you know, it's human nature. You're going to bite back, aren't you? But yeah, Graham, mate, you're only helping the channel. So, be what way you chat, mate. Thank you for the view. Yeah. So,
you can be
amazing. So yeah.
You could be in flat earther in the chat, and it's completely fine as long as you're respectful and don't just spam and stuff like that. Then that's fine. We're not gonna kick you out or anything like that.
No, that's it. We welcome all. We welcome all opinions because that's what I'm all about. Actually, is free speech. Like, I don't like, oh, you're a flat earther, you're not welcome here. Like, made me laugh actually on Flatzoid's channel last night live. I saw him basically say he's not going to reply to Globers unless they super chat him anymore. And I was like, oh my God, like, you know, he was going, you haven't even got an argument. Like, I'm not even going to respond unless it's a super chat. And I was like, oh
I'll tell you what,
God.
if Flatzoid gives me money, 50 quid, Flatzoid, if you give me money, then I will call you a liar and I'll point out to you where you lied to everyone.
Yeah.
For the low price of 50 quid, I'll point out what a con artist and a dishonest liar you are to everyone.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, the guy's just irrelevant. The guy's like air to me, but I think it's like, why would you listen to him? He's just a liar, and it's simple as that. He is a liar, full stop.
Yeah. So Graham is a flat earther. He is. So then tell us about the globe. What proof made you return? Just visual things that doesn't take science. The moon, like pictures, like, but literally, like, I looked at the moon and people, you know, Flat Earth was saying, we don't even know if it's a globe. It might be made of plasma. We don't know how far it is. We don't know this. And then, you know, I kind of started thinking, well, hang on a minute. Like, the globe is saying it's this far away. It's made of this. This is why it shines. And I thought, oh, yeah. Do you know what I mean? I just looked at the moon once and went, it is just a bloody rock, isn't it? Like, it isn't some self-illuminating bloody plasma disc that generates every night, and like it's like a battery of yin yang, and do you know what I mean? Like, it's like it illuminates the sun. It's orbiting around the earth. Like,
just to correct you there, it doesn't illuminate the sun illuminates it.
Oh, sorry, thank you. See, okay. This is what I mean, this is what I mean. I'm out of my depth.
but you don't even have to go that far with it as such. It's just a matter of shifting your thinking to when somebody says, I don't know something, okay, great, stop there. And if you want, you can go and try and find out what it is, but don't go, I don't know, therefore it is, because that's a stupid thing to do. If you don't know, you don't know, so you can't say it is something. If you want to say it is something, you go do some research, you find out some stuff, and then you say, I think it's this because.
I don't know where we're going now with this, Graham. What's the other one now? I've forgotten what it even is. Like, what's the one where people think we're concave earther? May well be. But no, that is actually more absurd than flat earth, I think. Because it would, no. Right. What about the moon makes it real? Well, like so, you can bounce radar off it. People with ham radio can bounce radar off it. You know, so it's obviously like a physical object in the sky. You can time how long that signal takes to come back, and then you realise, oh my God, it's 238,000 miles away.
You could go outside.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
see it.
But it's like as if he didn't. It's like as if he didn't hear what I just said. So like why is the moon real? Because it is. Show me some evidence it isn't. Like why do we think the moon is real?
Yeah.
We can see it. We know,
That's so true.
We know these things. I mean, if you want to say it isn't, show why. Not just
show
what could
isn't.
it be? Yeah.
Yeah. Elbow has just joined me actually. And I do need to bring up another on this day. Is on this day 10 years ago, me and Elbow actually met. So it's our like 10-year official anniversary today. So thank you. Elbow, are you going to come on camera or? I'm going to drag her in. Come on. There we go. Woo, 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 woo. 10 years today. And I actually I did say like, oh babe, I'll cancel the stream. And she went, no, you owe it to your subscribers that you have this regular slot now. So you're going to still do the stream. But she did say, I want you to announce it as and on this day. So yeah, I think she just walked in the kitchen as if to go, hang on a minute, that's 49 minutes and you haven't even mentioned it yet. So yeah, 10 years ago today. We're going to have a little Chinese after this, I think, or an Indian. Not sure quite yet. Indian. Chinese or an Indian. Indian. Yeah, because like we said, actually, it's the only...
Indian.
The mic's here, darling. That's not in my ear. But yeah, like we said, is like the only way. The best takeaways to get are the ones you can't really cook yourself. So not great at Indian, not great at Chinese. So yeah, those are the ones to kind of indulge in. So yeah, legendary. I'm seeing a few people there. A madman, happy anniversary. Mr. 42, I know you'd love to jump on. We are sticking to kind of like a structured podcast at the moment. But put your name in the pot, mate. You are more than welcome to come on one week and you can be our guest, of course. Be our guest, be our guest. Amazing. So yeah, we've still got about 8 minutes left of the stream. So Graham, what are you then? What do you believe? What shape do you think the Earth is? Do you think it's a sausage? Do you think it's a croissant? What do you think? Super Ghost, big love to the wonderful and beautiful lady at STST. Look at that. Yeah, Mrs. Truth. As I've now put a ring on it as well. So yeah, officially Mrs. Truth. Legendary. I wonder how many flat earthers watched the show Third Rock from the Sun and think the intro is what we Globers assume the solar system really is. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. On a recent stream when I jumped on with Flatzoid, it was hilarious. They were saying that obviously, due to the indoctrination and programming of the globe, Universal Pictures faked a globe in their, introduction for the films in the 20s. And how did people know that the clouds, how would, and I was like, is this really where you're going, guys? Like, you're thinking about, like, Universal Studios, it's like it's all in the, it's all, alive from the start. This is where it all comes from. It's just, makes me so angry now being on the other side of it. Like, it's just so easy to see us a load of bollocks not being funny. Yeah. Earth is penis shaped. Yeah, I don't know what type of penis you have, Mr. 42, but I think you might need to go and see a doctor, buddy. Jokes aside. So what else do we have planned, guys? Anything in the future that you're looking forward to? What's going down?
Well, I'm playing around a little bit at the moment with RC drift cars. I don't know if you've ever had a go at an RC drift car. They are a lot of fun. So they're kind of like toys, but they're definitely adult toys. They're quick and expensive as well. But at the moment, I have about 3 of them, and I'm modifying the insides of them and stuff as well. Like I have a 3D printer, so I'm printing little seats for them and little bits and pieces. And it's a lot of fun. So I've got some RC drift cars, and as I said, I've a couple of friends with other ones as well. So we're trying to set up a track around here somewhere where we can have like a little bit of remote drifting. And it's admittedly it's not as much fun as real drifting, but it does have the advantage that when you stuff up and you crash your car into the wall, that you just 3D print some new parts and then you carry on and it's all great.
And you survive.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so it's kind of nearly there, isn't it? But then you, at the end of the day, you kind of get to walk away most of the time. Nice.
It's good fun. So as I said, I've been doing that for a bit.
Yeah, sounds wicked, mate. Bill?
No, not much. Got a new game I'm playing through Pikmin 4. Still working away at code, things like that.
Nice. We've got a question here from Graham Stevens. Can you explain gravity? No.
Here we go. No.
Excellent.
Answer the man's question.
Well,
right.
I mean, we couldn't breathe without gravity. Put it that way. Like, gravity is something measurable that exists, that is named something called gravity. But that thing that we can measure and we observe, and we make planes fly, we keep helicopters in the sky, we keep buildings up high, all with this thing called gravity and the equations. And things stand, things fly, things get to their destinations. I get to breathe. We have a gradient of air, and the further away you get from Earth, this gets thinner and thinner and thinner. I have seen mass attracting mass, things weighing more because something was brought beneath it. So yeah, it's something measurable. I can't explain it well, but well enough to know that you can't really deny it.
But I mean, just to put it reasonably simply, it's just a label. Gravity is the label we put on the observations that we have made that mass attracts mass.
Yeah.
That's what gravity is. We have observed mass attracting mass. We put a label on that, and that label is gravity.
Yeah.
It just pulls things to the center of the Earth.
That's it. There's your explanation.
It's not that much. You go more complicated than that if you want to, but that's what it is. It's pretty simple, really.
It's as simple as that, isn't it? I think people like flat earthers try and confuse it, and like they might have heard Neil deGrasse Tyson say, like, I don't know what gravity is, or something like that, and then people jump on it and go, oh my god, like, you can't explain this, you can't explain that, and suddenly misconstrue the word theory into saying, oh, gravity is only a theory. And it makes me laugh with Flatzoid because he loves bringing up gas laws, which apparently prove that there has to be some type of dome or container. But then as soon as you mention, well, the law of gravity, oh, no. Do you know what I mean? Like, so he'll take a law in one respect, but no laws in the other.
I will.
Cherry picking.
Proven liar, so.
Yeah.
Well, there's that as well, yeah.
Yeah. Simple as that. As simple as that.
I think we've got another question in the chat. What about
Graham?
The bending of space-time? How does that happen? Oh, Mr. STST. Looks like you're up again.
I was hoping you were going to answer that one, mate. Yeah. Jesus Christ alive. That is way above my pay grade. I have no idea. The fabric of space-time means something. And yeah, to me, all I know is very little about that, and I'm willing to admit it, mate. And it is something that will separate people that leave flat Earth and people that stay. people that are willing to just go, do you know what, I don't really understand this. I can admit that, but I can accept that other people do. And what they say and do, you know, it's kind of not going wrong, is it? Like, you know, things stand, planes fly. Yeah, so.
Like, I mean, it's just, again, that's just another example of, we're just going to go whatabouts until eventually we get to a point of some hole somewhere in an individual's knowledge. And as I think I mentioned on here before, the size and breadth of science nowadays, no one person can know much of anything. Like, you can be you could be a massive expert in your field, you could know a tremendous amount, and you still know nothing. And that's just size and breadth of our current understanding of science. So you're just going to keep throwing out, what about this? What about that? What about the other? And the answer to all of those is, I don't know. How about you feck off and learn something, and then you come back and you tell me some stuff.
So true. Yeah. So true.
Also, Graham, so that is caused by gravity, and it's to do with relativity. I can't remember if it's general or special relativity. But yeah, it's pretty complex. And yeah, I don't know. If you don't understand something, by the way, that doesn't mean it's not a thing. That just means you don't understand it. It's
so true, isn't it? Yeah. That is exactly, like, that is one of the, to me, that's like a fundamental thing to live by, is there are things you don't understand, but just because you don't understand it doesn't instantly mean it's fake or false or anything like that, you know, like, just the acceptance, not acceptance, but
it's almost
the realization.
It's almost akin to object permanence. It's kind of like this real arrogant feeling that, well, if I don't know it, it can't possibly be a thing. And you're like, dude, do you not know how little everyone knows? As I was saying a minute ago, like, even experts in their field know very little about other stuff. And like, your ignorance is not a debunk.
No, that's so true, isn't it? That's argument from incredulity, you know.
And learning stuff is hard, unfortunately. And more complicated stuff is really hard. That's just how it is. You know, when I was learning, because I learned, so me and Dave, we're both software developers, and I
used to be, not anymore.
Yeah, but you still kind of do that. But you know, learning that, and I had to learn that I was not a specialist, so I had to learn it, and that was very, very difficult. And you had to get back into this headspace again of really concentrating and trying to figure out how stuff works, and being confused and asking questions, and listening to someone explain something and be like, I didn't.
Can you do that again, please?
I didn't understand that at all.
Yeah.
But what I find interesting is how it goes. Like, it's nearly like the law of diminishing returns, where when you're trying to learn stuff, or again, when you're trying to get more expert in a specific field, the first step you take, that's easy, and you can take a huge big step, and you can get a great, you can better your understanding by 100% very easily. And then the next time you go to do it, it takes that same amount of effort to better your understanding by 50%. And then the next step you go to take, it takes the same amount of understanding now to better it by 25 and 10 and 5. And like, it just gets harder and harder and harder to take the next step up, because it gets infinitely more complicated, because all the stuff you did before still has to work. It all still has to be valid. It's still all part of it. And you just have to keep increasing. So yeah, as Bill said, like, unfortunately, knowing stuff or being skeptical about things, or actually trying to properly figure out the world, is hard. And if you think you found an easy solution, you might be right, but chances are you're wrong.
Yeah. I've got a $10 super chat. JSS Tiger, thank you very, very much, mate. The fundamental mechanics of gravity is frontier of scientific exploration, and the answers are still not known. Flat earthers use this fact as evidence for gravity being a lie or just a theory. Yeah, echoing my point exactly, mate. It is just a kind of, unfortunately, not understanding how, just because you can't explain something like, in a certain way that they accept, then suddenly it doesn't exist. It's just a stupid thing. Can you still hear me, guys?
Yep.
Oh, cool. I did want to mention also, we've got Shisha here and Timo. I believe I did see Timo, and they sent me and Mrs. Truth an amazing wedding gift, and it was just incredible. Like the missus nearly cried. It was amazing, and it was quite ironic how it kind of, because we'd asked for like, oh, can you please help us to our trip to Australia and things, but so afterwards we were actually a bit like, oh, like we didn't get any presents. So Timo, not because of this, but we realised afterwards when he sent the gift that we were like, and especially Lynn was like, oh, this is so amazing, because it was kind of such a traditional wedding gift, if you know what I mean, that like, oh, here we go, yeah, a tea set, which Lynn absolutely loves.
I love it.
Well, I love it too. I love it too. I don't want to grab it or anything because I'll probably just break something. But yeah, I think it's Irish bone china, I believe. Careful you don't break it, Lynn. Jesus. Yeah, it's got thistles on there. So yeah, amazing. Absolutely brilliant. It was just so lovely to to get that gift, Timo, and Shisha as well. So thank you very, very much indeed. I'm going to call the stream fairly shortly, guys. We've hit the hour mark, and I think that is the perfect time to hopefully anybody that has listened back is interested enough, because I don't think, me personally, no one's going to sit here for 2 hours listening to me droning on. Maybe you two. So, you know, if I'm ill 1 week and you two go on and get thousands of views, we will all know why. But jokes aside, thank you everyone though for all your super chats. Would anyone like to say anything before we do hit the road, guys? You're good? Yeah.
So just checking that you paid attention. Good sir. 1 times 1.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I got that right, didn't I?
What is it?
I did get that right.
1 times 1.
1 times 1 is 1. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Or is it? No.
Yeah, it's just you know, you can't mess with math, can you? Do you know what I mean? Like you can't. That's one thing where you can have proof, apparently, isn't it? Like, you know, it's like mathematic proof. You know, you can't really have scientific, or am I just making things up? I don't know. Oh, you're muted, Dave. You're muted.
I was saying, anytime you prove something in science, what you've done is you've used maths to prove it, or else you haven't proved it, or else you're just using colloquial language to mean your evidence. But yeah, maths has proofs, because it is the way we have, you know, like it's literally, it's just advanced counting. So like, if I can say, if I have 2 things and I can say this thing equals this thing, I can check it, I can verify it, I can demonstrate that it is correct. And as I said, then you can use these rules that are set about for these mathematical equations to then go and manipulate things and demonstrate that it is something else, and therefore bring about the proof of that. But as I said, it's a lot of the time, I think when we're messing with the word, like for instance, proof and or evidence, they're colloquially used very differently than they're scientifically used, and that definitely causes confusion.
Yeah. Oh, big time, doesn't it? Yeah. I kind of, in a way, I just wish they'd have thought of a different word. Do you know what I mean? Like, just use something that isn't the word theory, because the confusion it just causes to people that don't, you know, follow up in their science classes, basically. But yeah, I am going to call it an evening, though, guys. What geometric proof do you have, Graham? Yeah, I'm going to go and enjoy. Just the globe. Just buy a globe. You know, that is the proof. That is the proof is the globe.
Stop responding to bloody Graham.
Sorry, guys. Right, I'm going. Right.
Wait, one quick question.
Everybody.
One quick question.
Right.
Indian or Chinese?
Oh, Indian or Chinese, Lynn? Bit of both. Oh, we might go for a Chindian. Yeah, sometimes we do
go
that.
Enjoy.
Yeah, Chindian. Right, see you later, guys. Thank you so much. Anyone watching now, please do give us a quick like if you would, a subscribe, a share. Every Thursday from 9 o'clock till 10, I even do this on my 10-year anniversary now, guys. Like, I'm that dedicated. Be here. Just be here. Thursday at 9 every week, UK time. Thank you all for watching. And as I say, maybe subscribe, hit the bell for next time. Thank you all very, very much. Bye-bye.